Thank you for joining the session for this kind of novice session. Actually, so you may know that this novice session is one of the some beginners level, but even though that this, I'm prepared a really good infographic after maybe the 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So please keep it and stay. This in 5 minutes. After that, probably you can choose that this you're going to go out or not. And yes, really thanks for joining this my sessions. Actually, you know what, this AI is really popular. All of them is to talk about AI, but in my personal opinion that there's we or your junior, your team's junior, or your team member need to know about this, the essential level, because essential level is really important to further go AI workload. AI is just for one of the tool, I think. It's not, technology is included, any of this is kinds of some productivity tool. So I think it essentially is really important. Okay, I'm gonna start that. So first, you may notice this kinds of is really old generations pictures. Probably this, I'm not sure that the 1 month ago, 2 months ago is a change that, but it is a little bit looks like it's modern type. But anyhow, the purpose is same. There are Kubernetes cluster and control plane and node, and these kinds of some diagram I'm gonna show up to that a little bit change that because there are component communication each other like this. There are communication each other in the Kubernetes cluster. But I focused on, and also you may notice my topic is the Kubernetes scheduler itself. So I just want to be the focus on Kubernetes scheduler. Yeah, that's what I want to know. Say that or actually that. So I'm just throw by myself, not for AI. I do not use any AI in here. Even one of the these pictures, all of them. I'm searching that and print that. I'm just throw that. So 3 things is very important thing in this diagram. One thing is that stage number 1. Actually, the stage number 1 and 2 is a peer-to-peer level. But even though at the stage 1 there is a node name, as their working is a little different. Maybe you are most of them is very professional, but in your junior or even this my team's junior doesn't know about what the node name is exactly work. So I'm just pretty isolated this filter level because the node name, you can see that is it bypass a scheduler. Node name do not use the scheduler to assign this node. They are really powerful, so I'm gonna beat it this. There are some nickname, others thing. Yeah, I wanna show the later. And then second one is the stage number 2. There is the there are filter, and then it can choose that the score or just ignore the score and then assign that. And also, is if you does, I want to explain that there's a feasible node as a code level. The feasible node is 0. There are the pending level. So the filter is really working well and then really designed well for smartly working because we have a limited resource. Yeah, even though the computer resource is really powerful, even they are using that score, whether or not the working is very similar, even though if you don't need to let the score, just use that the filter is more powerful to work, is more save the resource because the score is a little bit complex level. I mean that they are using the more code. That's the reason why this I'm just split. And also it is one of the official level, filter level, and then scoring is one of the official framework. And thirdly, the score. Yeah, sorry. As a filter used at this node selector, and you may know that this require most of thing, and then taint and toleration, there are the filter level. And last one, or third one, is that the score. Score R's, there are mostly, not mostly, there are definitely go to meet the node. There are no, I mean, that there are, you can see that the vibration that some waiting for a node, it doesn't happen. When you go to the score, it means that feasible node is more than 2. It means that there are node is already exist and they already filtered that, and then you can move to the score level. So that's the reason why the score all the time meet node. Yes, score use that this kinds of some spec, so proper, and then the other some taint tolerations, proper, blah blah, and schedule anyway. Those kinds of things for the scheduler. So it is my point is that all of my today's schedule. I know today is my topic, and I'm really happy to nobody go out. Yeah, because it's my previous talk is the KubeCon EU. At that moment, it's so many people ago. I'm frustrating. I can control by my mind, and then I really cannot be speaking continuously. That's the reason why I say that. Anyhow, I think I can introduce by myself. I'm at the bottom side, I mean the top side is the PC. You may know the program computer. I do that several times the program computer, and currently I do something that, not exposure that, but I did it as a menu of the PC level. And the bottom side is for the speakers. So I did it probably 2 times or 3 times in a year for the speaker, for the Kubicon, and the other is not included, but I'm contributed another some speakers level. Okay, back to my presentation. So I'm just ignore to because automation contribution, I have several times to the presentation people, but I do not print some QR code because it probably gonna be some interviewing to understand that. And also the other stage 4, and there is a not included presentation, but I prepared at the stage 5 and 6, but it is not included here. I will focus on Kubernetes scheduler, as I said, because it's the title is a narration for Kubernetes scheduler. So stage 1 and 2 and 3. Here's nickname is the invincible. I'm a little bit hesitated to took the is kind of nickname, but I really love to read the invisible cartoon. Yeah, the invisible cartoon is really powerful, and then he is really powerful and get through that everything. That's the reason why I choose that the invisible for the node name. This node name is that working like this as a code rebel. Here is the code. First, you can see that in here. If it's not fit for the node, there are go to the unschedulable and then unresolved rebels. There are moved to those kinds of rebel, and it cannot be assigned at all. After that, there are choose each of way, and then definitely go to the actual node. This code level is very simple rather than to the others, so that's the reason why they do not use the scheduler. And also, I'm preparing that someone, as I said, easy for the novice. Novice is, for me, actually, is not needed to the code level, even though the code is very important and then it can be explained in many things. But I put in that the code level and parser to the actual YAML is working like this. There are choose that the actual node, and then there are nothing to else for the scheduler. Yeah. So one of my preferences is for the show the demo. That's the reason why I'm preparing in here. Here's the node like this. There is a version 1.34 because we are not December. We are currently November. So December will be the 1.35. So this is one of the latest one. And then there is the label. I'm already putting that. I'm already putting that this label in this cluster and then node and then some taint in here. And we are stage, before I talk this, it looks like it's really tutorials, but it do not mention, I mean that I meant to be this first time tutor that I do not meant like the tutorial, but after that is a kind of tutorial, but it's not like a tutorial, but yeah. Anyhow, after all of them, you can use that as your team and then your junior or some of the workshop. I think it is really powerful, yes. After all of them, there is a QR, probably you can understand what I tell. Anyhow, the first one is the get through the, okay. Here is the node names, the work node, W5, and then there is a 6 work node, and then there is node selector and other thing. But as I said, there is a taint in here. Taint, you can see that this work node 5. So taint is one of kind of shared, and then node name is kind of paired as of my session's description like that. So if you say so, taint, KA is that the cubic controls applied it, and then pass node name directly. If I'm deploy like that is easily, and then there is no any question they are deployed because it's a pass through that the schedulers. If you're at the taint, whether or not they are applied, really powerful and really mostly this is not the production level to use that, but some of the testing purpose or some of the certain purpose too, you can apply it. Node name is get through everything if your node exists. So that's the reason why this node name is invincible. Yeah, one of the nickname I said. So, and the other thing is a kinds of, you can see that this file name, you can guess what it is, but I have no time for all of them. So I'm going to move for the filter level. So filter is a kind of this hard constraint. So, and here we are moving to the stage 2. There, sorry. Here's the little bit the soft link because the node name is, as I said, one of the filter plugin. So in the code. So that's the reason why I'm gonna be at the software link like this. But anyhow, this working is different. In here, filter code, I already said that feasible node is one of the majority to define it as how it work. If it's a feasible node is 0, as I said, yeah, you can imagination. When I backtrack, they are really messed up. So see that there's some stations. The right side and top side, there are some stations waiting for the, like you may know the movie Martians. Yeah, Martian waiting for the, yeah, they are waiting for rockets. So it's like similar to that, waiting for the someone. Yeah, that's the reason why there are some stations to use that. There's, if you're the feasible node 0, yes, there are waiting for the something. And if you're the feasible node 1, think about that. Feasible node 1, it doesn't need to the calculation at all. That's the reason why it doesn't use that the scoring. It just draw to the middle node. Yes. And after that, they are using to in here, feasible nodes in here, they are using the prior list and then there are scoring. Yeah, after that. That's the reason why this code is very beautiful. I think, yeah, beautiful. I think in here, most of, yeah, people in here agree with my opinion. I think it's beautiful. And all of them explains this, but not easily, so I'm picking up the feasible node 1 is one of the very interesting things. The feasible node 1 is working like this. If you read some summary for the YAML, it's YAMLs, there are some feasible nodes pick it up to the just one. After that, just ignore to the scoring and ignore to the some scheduler, and then they are assigned to the node. Yeah. And the other scenarios exist too, but as I said, there's this limited time, so I'm pretty not sure that, oh, don't go. Yeah, but I think I have several time. Stage number 2 in here. Yeah, there's really lots of because that's what I said. It's not tutorial as I said, but you can prepare really lots of things for your team and for community and others' purpose. There's no license at all. Yeah, even I'm not sure. It's not MIT's level, so you can use it whatever you want. Here's that some 9.7 is that. There is no any feasible node in here because there are choose that here's the calculation is the bottom side. Yeah, there are selecting to the SSD because the SSD in the workload 1, 3, 5, and then here is the workload 5 only. But workload 5, you may notice that there are taint. There are some taint meaning that it doesn't want to be touched that. Yeah, I feel like that. It doesn't want to be touched that. It contributed, avoided that. That's the reason why it can be some mingle, and then there is no any feasible node eventually. That's the reason why this, if we deploy like this, it's pending. Yes, right side and top side, there are some station. So after we gonna see that the 980 is a feasible node 1. I'm gonna be putting that some toleration in here. If it is the toleration, if it really doesn't need to touch that, but toleration can be getting that. So the feasible node is 1. So it can be work like this. Yeah, see that? Workload 5. And last thing is that, okay, delete first, and then, oops. Last thing is that there are a little bit complex things that, if you read the VR, feasible node is over the 2, and then filters choose that some workload, and then scoring choose that another node, but filter level is more priority. So there are ignore that scoring part. So one of the conclusion in here, yeah, you can choose that this combinations work on the 3 and 5, but the scoring, the next step actually, the scoring this result is that preferred to some others. So the conclusion is that the some work on the 3 and 5 eventually. Yeah, like this. Is the if you read the, as I said, the filter and scoring they are complete. This filter all the time is more proper. I mean, the more preference that. I'm delete it and then move back to the scoring side. Yeah, I would like to explain this all of the scoring code, but you may know that the scoring, as I said, it's really complex and then there are really huge side, and then I have no time to explain the all. So I'm picking up this one of the sample code. There are some many kinds of things for the calculation. So it means that if you read this really tiny code, use that even though that even though that it means that this consume the resource. So if you don't need to use that some score things, it could be avoided. That's better to do. And also, is it explained to the when I applied the YAML and then analyzing that? It is really difficult to do the very small presentation. So I just pick it up to that there are calculations. So I'm going to be to wait for the John A, and then wait for the other thing is that the SSD and the 80, and then HDD. I like that HDD, but anyhow, that's a little bit slow. So I'm going to be to wait till the 30. So the final scoring like this is you can see that this worker node 1 is one of the highest is weight. That's the reason why they choose that. But when I put in that the taint for the worker node 1, yeah, sorry, worker node 1. Sorry, there's this Korean words. Yeah, sorry. Worker node 1. After that, the filter is the effect and scoring. The feasible node is there are the 2 and the other things. That's the reason why they choose the other scores, other weight. So I can show you this demo. Here is the stage 3 demo. Yeah, there's really lots of things, but yes, it's simple to work. And then I'm gonna be the script for the taint things. This one is for the scoring. As I said, this is the same as that explain it in here, and then there are really lots of the weights. It's the same as that, so I think it doesn't need to do this work. And there's a taint script. Okay, first I'm going to be apply that. Oops. Ooh. Yep. When I apply that, as I said, it's going to be assigned to the worker 1. Because the worker node 1 is one of the highest weight. And then it's dynamically work when I use the taint node script. I'm going to be the taint worker node 1. So it's going to be to tainting, and then I want to be the node schedule is one of the hard constraint level. So after I would like to check that, yeah, here. There's a taint in here, and apply it again. Because it's change that, as I said, a feasible node worker node 1, 2, 3, 4, but remove that worker node because the filter level, there remove the worker node after that. It's gonna be assigned to the worker node 2 because it's not anymore the feasible node. Okay, maybe we are proved that, but I wanna be this more worker node 2. To that tainting and assign again. Probably it moved that because there are more tainting in here. Yes, you can see that the tainting in here. So it changed that. Yes, it moved like that because the filter is more priority than the score. That's the reason why it's working like that. So is it really good for your junior or your team for explaining the Kubernetes scheduler or workshop? There's a really lot of the scenario in there. Okay, lastly, actually, the other KubeCon say that all the time AI, not in today. Today is really various diversity, the keynote. So I thought that in my preparing, okay, first day, they talk all the thing is AI, so I'm gonna say that this like this. Yeah, I cannot be changed today. I don't know that the keynotes like that. Yes. So any of this true that your team, your company, or your colleague all the time, AI, even though that I use that close quote, but even though that this kinds of AI era, we or your team or some your new junior, newbie, or whatever, yeah, they need to know about that. So I prepared this scenario, some silly case and then smart case. So I'm not sure that in USA, but in Korea, when I meet the customers say, okay, you have a reference or you have a best practice all the time. Yeah, nothing else. Only two questions, best practice or, okay, plus that they say the cost. Is it cost? It can be, yeah, three things. So I prepared this one, deploy Nginx as a best practice. Yeah, you can deploy as a best practice when we learn through that some AI. AI can be replied that. AI can be replied as consuming the 30 seconds. After that, you can see it exactly? Yeah. After that, there show up to a really bunch of some code things that. Because the best practice meaning is that many things or something it is not native, but it is include that. Actually, we know that, or some of my junior know about this, maybe modified it or some changed thing, but it is really consuming time. It is not good, efficient way to go. Actually, customer or my junior think about that or wanna be that like this. There is a 6 workload and then deploy the Nginx and HA purpose. And when John's down, because you may know that currently some CSP down in I think 2 weeks ago, A blah blah is, yeah, there are some issue and then theirs goes down. So it means that it can be blah blah. So those kinds of things, John goes down and it should be the work. So, and plus that, I said that if it doesn't need to the score, yes, the prepare some spec is avoided. That's better for the performance and the risk consuming, save the resource. So if you were to say so to the AI, because you already know, it's more effective output and effective code for those kinds of purpose. So if you use the AI, your junior, your team, and your manager, very high-level manager, know about this technology, because if you know about the technology, after then using the AI, that's pretty better output. Yeah, that's what I want to know about the talk today, and then I think that's the reason why the essential skill, even though it a little bit looks like it's old-fashioned or so nobody cares about that, but I care actually. I really like that. Yeah, that's the reason why I would like to know about this every kinds of engineer, developer in near futures or thing. Yeah, you can see that it's very fast to do output and then very effective output for the purpose that. Yeah, thank you for my do not move again. Yeah, I would like to move, yeah, here. So yeah, all of the things that I said is just for know about the AI. That's really good, and you can check this to QL. Is for the one of the things that make it some. So it is not the virtual. I mean, a little bit virtual, but the actual cluster there are 6 VM and 7 VM. The control plane plus the 6 workload, and then you can make it at the first one, and then the other stage from the 1 through 6, yeah, you can see it the demo, and then you can use whatever you want. Yeah, thank you for listening that, and then happy to hear some manual person in here. Thank you.